Well, there's a new movie out in theaters tomorrow that tells the tale of a young man getting to know his grandfather in a way he has never known him before.
It's also about a grandfather getting to know his grandson in a way he's never understood him before. Take a look at the clip from the Samuel Project.
We have to find something historic that intrigues us. And to me, that's you.
You want to tell the story of an old dry cleaner?
When I do remember, I don't want to remember. I'm done remembering.
What was it like back then?
Different. Do you know anything about the war? What happened?
I'm Laura, oldest granddaughter.
If it wasn't for Uma, you and your father would not be in this world today.
You have a story that needs to be told.
Oh, Eli, please.
I can tell your story in pictures.
It's such a treat to welcome Hal Linden and Ryan Ochoa to Better Today. Thank you so much for both being with us.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, I guess the first question is, Hal, did you learn anything about the younger generation? And Ryan, did you learn anything about the older generation?
I did. You know, part of the theme of this movie is the distance between generations and the work that Ryan does to bring them back together. As we said, as we know, the generations specifically push themselves away from the past. They don't want your music anymore. We have our own, and we wear our clothes differently and cut our hair differently, but also language. Did you know that cool is out and lit is in?
Oh, yeah. My kids only say lit.
Oh,
yeah, lit.
Lit.
So speaking of...
And Ryan is lit.
Ryan, what was it like for you to... I imagine this must... Besides all that you learned, I imagine, about World War II, tell us a little about the story. And then did you also just learn from being around the legend that is Hal?
The legend, or as Hal likes to call it, the national treasure. At least greatness. I'm in the presence of greatness. It was an honor, and I know, not to sound cliche, but Hal has been around. He's lived life. He's worked with the greats, and our generation doesn't know these names. Judy Holliday, and these are people that changed the game for our generation and transcended the industry for us, and Hal Linden being at the top, you know. And yeah, I was lucky. But going back to the story, the story is about a high school senior who gets assigned an art project and ends up making it about his grandfather's history, and they end up building a relationship through this project. And our generation really needs to seek out and learn their family history, and not just history, just stories, and listen to where they came from. Because if you don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from or where you've been. And especially people like Hal, they have amazing, fascinating stories. And nowadays our generation's on the phone. Not saying I'm not, because I'm one of them, but our lives can be so much richer from knowing these stories and your history and where you did come from.
Ryan, the story is told through the medium of art. Hal, you call it doodling, and you're like, can you make a career out of that? But yet it's a really beautiful medium to tell the story through this, the art form.
And if there's something to be gleaned from this movie, it's that art can be more eloquent than words. It's through his art that the generations begin to come together again.
Yeah. So I don't want to.
What we love about.
I was going to say, I don't want to give anything away with the movie, but give us a little bit of idea. What is the secret that you're hiding, Hal, and what do you uncover about your grandfather?
It's not a secret. Samuel was a survivor from the Holocaust. Although our Holocaust story is quite unique and not the one you'll see in all the other Holocaust pictures.
It's not a dark movie.
It's not a dark movie at all. But the Holocaust was a painful period. The whole war was painful for people. And what's the lyric? What's too painful to remember, we simply choose to forget. So he's uncomfortable talking about that period, and it takes the boy's dedication to get him to tell his story finally.
Well, we want to thank the both of you for being here on Better Connecticut. Good luck and congratulations on the wonderful project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, the Samuel Project opens in theaters nationwide tomorrow.
Doing fall cleanup around